Welcome back to our podcast. Today, we're diving into one of the hottest topics, Hong Kong's influencer scene. It's really taken off lately.
Absolutely. It feels like influencers in Hong Kong are everywhere these days. Have you noticed how fast the trends are shifting there?
Definitely. Just last year, it seemed like everyone was focused on luxury goods, but now lifestyle and travel content are dominating.
That's a good point. I think part of it is because travel has become more accessible and relatable. People want to see real experiences, not just high-end products.
Right? And the platforms are shifting too. Instagram used to be king, but now there's a big move towards YouTube and, of course, TikTok.
TikTok is huge. The short video format seems to really capture the attention of younger audiences. Do you think this impacts the type of content influencers create?
For sure. It's all about quick, punchy content. Now, influencers have to be creative in just a few seconds. It's almost like digital speed dating with content.
That's a great way to put it. And I've noticed that authenticity matters more than ever. Audiences can spot sponsored posts a mile away.
True, there's a push for transparency. Influencers who are honest about sponsorships seem to retain more trust from their followers.
Speaking of trust, I wonder how Hong Kong influencers manage their credibility, especially with so many brand deals on the table.
It's a balancing act. Many are selective about partnerships, only promoting brands that align with their values. Sometimes they even turn down big opportunities.
That must be tough, especially with the pressure to monetize their platforms. But it's probably worth it in the long run.
I agree. Building a loyal community is more sustainable than chasing quick cash. Have you seen any creative collaborations lately?
Yes, actually. I saw a food blogger team up with a local fashion designer for a pop-up event. It was unexpected and got a lot of attention.
That's so interesting. Cross-industry collaborations seem to be a growing trend. They help influencers reach new audiences.
Exactly. It also keeps things fresh for their followers. No one wants to see the same product placements over and over again.
For sure. And I think Hong Kong's unique culture plays a big role. There's this blend of East and West that influences both content and style.
Absolutely. You'll see influencers mixing traditional Cantonese food with Western fashion trends. It's a fascinating combination.
It is. And the city's fast pace seems to fuel innovation. Influencers are always looking for the next big thing.
I think competition is fierce too. With so many creators, standing out requires a unique voice or angle.
Definitely. Some influencers focus on niche topics like eco-friendly living or urban exploration to differentiate themselves.
That's smart. Speaking of eco-friendly, sustainability content is getting big. People want to see how influencers live responsibly.
Yes, and brands are noticing. More collaborations now highlight ethical fashion or zero-waste products.
I like that shift. It feels more meaningful, and it encourages followers to make better choices.
Totally. Have you seen any backlash against influencers who don't practice what they preach?
Oh, definitely. There was a case recently where an influencer promoted green products, but was caught using single-use plastics. The community called them out quickly.
That's the double-edged sword of social media. Everything is so public. One mistake can really hurt your reputation.
It can, but it also pushes people to be more accountable. I think that's a positive outcome.
I agree. It raises the bar for everyone. What about the impact on local businesses? Do you think influencers help them?
For sure. A single post from a popular influencer can drive huge crowds to a new cafe or shop. It's almost like modern word of mouth.
That's so true. But I wonder if it puts pressure on small businesses to constantly cater to influencer trends.
Probably. Some businesses even design their spaces to be Instagrammable, just to attract influencers and their followers.
It's amazing how social media can shape the physical world. Sometimes it feels like cafes are built more for photos than actual coffee.
I know, right? But it works. People love experiences they can share online. How do you think this affects genuine customer experiences?
It's a mixed bag. Some places prioritize aesthetics over quality, but others use the attention to improve their offerings.
I guess the best businesses find a balance. They offer both great products and a share-worthy experience.
That's ideal. Back to influencers, do you think it's still possible for new creators to break through in Hong Kong's crowded scene?
It's tough, but not impossible. Unique perspectives and consistent posting can still build an audience.
Consistency is key, and engaging with followers helps too. People appreciate when influencers respond to comments or share stories.
Definitely. It builds a sense of community. But I imagine it's exhausting to always be on.
For sure. Burnout is a real issue. Some influencers talk openly about the pressure to create nonstop.
I think that transparency makes them more relatable, though. No one wants to follow a robot.
Exactly. It's refreshing to see the human side behind the screen. Do you think the influencer bubble will burst anytime soon?
I doubt it'll burst, but it might evolve. Maybe we'll see more micro-influencers who focus on smaller, loyal audiences.
That's a good prediction. Brands seem to value engagement over sheer follower numbers now.
And micro-influencers tend to have tighter connections with their communities. It feels more personal.
Yes, and sometimes their recommendations carry more weight. People trust them like they would a friend.
Totally. I think that's the future. Authenticity over popularity. By the way, have you noticed more influencers using Cantonese in their content?
Definitely. Local language content is on the rise. It makes the content more accessible, especially for Hong Kong audiences.
I love that. It's a nod to local culture and helps them stand out in a sea of English posts.
It also invites more community participation. People feel represented when they hear their own language.
Representation matters, and it encourages more diverse voices to join the conversation.
Exactly. It's not just about trends, it's about building a community where everyone feels included.
Speaking of inclusion, do you think Hong Kong's influencer scene is diverse enough?
It's getting better, but there's still room for growth. More creators from different backgrounds are emerging.
That's encouraging. Diversity brings fresh perspectives and ideas. It keeps the scene dynamic.
Absolutely. And with new topics like mental health and wellness gaining traction, we're seeing even more variety.
I think that's so important. Influencers can use their platforms for good, not just selling products.
Yes, sharing personal stories can really make a difference. It shows followers they're not alone.
It's powerful. I remember a campaign where influencers talked about mental health struggles, and it really resonated.
That's the impact social media can have, connecting people and breaking down stigmas.
Totally. And it's not just serious topics. Influencers also bring a lot of joy and entertainment.
For sure, sometimes you just need a good laugh or some travel inspiration to brighten your day.
Exactly. And Hong Kong's cityscape makes for some pretty amazing backdrops.
Those skyline shots never get old. It's like every influencer has their own secret spot for the perfect photo.
I wonder how many places are now famous just because of social media exposure.
Probably lots. It's almost like a digital treasure hunt. Find the spot, snap a pic, share it.
It adds a sense of adventure, and it helps people discover new areas of the city too.
That's a great point. Influencers can really drive tourism and local exploration.
They can, and they also help preserve local culture by featuring traditional foods and festivals.
Yes, it's a way of keeping heritage alive in a modern format. I love seeing those mashups of old and new.
Me too. It shows how adaptable the influencer scene is in Hong Kong.
Adaptability is key. As trends change, so does the content. It keeps things exciting.
And it gives everyone a chance to reinvent themselves, whether you're a creator or a follower.
That's the magic of social media. There's always something new around the corner.
Definitely. So what do you think is the next big thing for Hong Kong influencers?
Maybe more live streaming and interactive content. People want real-time engagement.
Makes sense. Live Q&As or virtual tours could be huge, especially with tech advancements.
And as AR and VR become more common, influencers might bring even more immersive experiences.
That sounds exciting. Imagine joining a street food tour from your couch.
I'd sign up for that. It'll be interesting to see how technology shapes the influencer landscape.
For sure. And as long as influencers stay creative and authentic, I think they'll continue to thrive.
Agreed. It's an ever-changing world, but that's what makes it so fascinating.
Absolutely. Maybe next time we can do a deep dive into one of these emerging trends.
Great idea. For now, let's leave our listeners with one question. How do you think influencers have changed the way we see Hong Kong?
That's a big one. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.